Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Swoonsisters Society, the podcast where two sisters discuss the swooniest moments that happen in books, movies, TV shows, and real life. I'm Laura.
And I'm Katie. Oh, but she's so damn beautiful.
From the Twisted series.
You read Twisted Love.
All of a sudden, he has a chisel. I'm like, what?
Like, where'd you get a chisel?
Let's get right into it. This episode, we're going to be discussing the second book in the Kings of Sin series by Anna Huang, which is King of Pride.
More like King of I'm bored.
Okay.
So much happened in this book. This is a lot of people's favorite book in the series.
No way.
Yes, when I went to I was looking on Goodreads because I wanted to see like what other people had to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I expected that everybody would be like me. Literally everybody was obsessed with this book. And I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Like, what?
That is so funny because I actually have a note saying like when I'm on Instagram or whatever, TikTok, like looking at Anna Huang, like Huang, whatever, her like reels and stuff of her books, this is the book I see the least about. Like I never see anything about Kai.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the second book in the King of Sin series, this book chronicles the forbidden love story between Kai Young and Isabella Valencia. Kai Young is always polished and put together. His upbringing means that he's the ultimate control freak and never loses his cool or makes judgments that jeopardize everything he's worked for, namely the opportunity to become the youngest CEO in history of his family's company. Isabella Valencia, on the other hand, is a bartender at Valhalla, the exclusive club in Manhattan that Kai is a member of. With her purple hair and tattoos, she is the complete opposite of Kai. When Isabella finds herself attracted to Kai and she finds herself struggling to decide if spending time with him is worth losing her job at the Valhalla Club, where the rules of her employment prohibit Isabella from fraternizing with club members. All right. So now we can give our spoiler-free ratings. Katie, you want to go first?
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Oh no!
I didn't hate it. There were moments that I definitely thought were okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't do it for me.
Okay.
I really liked the first book in the series that we covered on our last episode so much better. Like compared to this book, I only gave that book a 3. Compared to this book, that one's a 5. Like to me.
Compared.
Okay, what about you?
I'm gonna give this book a 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was a lot of parts that I liked. I think the thing that's pushing it from a 2 to a 3 for me is that I really like Isabella.
Yes, she's my favorite main character from I think any Anna Huang book so far. Which is funny because I didn't like the love story, but I like her. I did.
I like her a lot. I like her whole like vibe and that she's a writer and that she's like just trying to follow her dream and everything. Like I really like that about Isabella. But yeah, I don't know. The love story wasn't bad. It just didn't hit the way that others have and the way the first book did, for sure.
Yes. There were certain moments that for sure hit, but just on the grand scheme of things, I was bored. That's how you know. You need to be flipping those pages and like reading that all in one night.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely. Okay. So the girls, Isabella, yeah, like snarky, fun, wild, unpredictable. I feel like I like Isabella so much, like I would like to be friends with her. Like she's so fun.
I would love to be friends with her. I mean, I can totally relate to her. She's a bartender. I work in the service industry. She's like pursuing the arts. I'm pursuing the arts. She's fun. She likes to hang out with her friends. She likes to go out. Like, so do I, girl. Like, yeah. She's a little, honestly, she is a lot crazier than me. Like,
she's crazy.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say dildos, but she like gives all her friends dildos. And she's like, when they're trying to figure out places to go on dates, she's like, oh, well, I think like the sex dungeons would be too much for him. And I'm like, girl, you're hitting those up in your free time? Like, okay.
Yeah, she's a little bit, that's what I'm saying. She's a little wild. And then like Kai's character is so rigid and like I literally wrote down in my notes like, okay, I like Kai, but is there something wrong with me because he's not morally gray at all? Like he's just a straight arrow.
Well, I don't think he's meant to be because every other guy in the series is probably going to. Well, he is morally gray in a different way. It is the Kings of Sin series, but his sin is pride, which is like so much lamer than everyone else. Like King of Wrath, like he's literally getting revenge and doing, and I'm like, okay, it's so dramatic.
Yeah.
And then Kai, what? Like he just,
it's prideful.
he yeah, he boasts too much about the fact that he knows Latin. Also, why is he translating every book into Latin? Why is he obsessed with doing that? Like, what? Why is that his nerdy hobby?
Like Kai is such a nerd. And let me tell you something, Katie. Like, the funny thing about this book is it took me forever to realize why I didn't like Kai. And then when I realized it, I was like, damn. Like,
why?
Because Kai is the male version of me. Like, literally.
That's so true.
Do you want me? Wait, I literally wrote the line down that made me realize it. Like, or the scene that made me realize
you have to say it.
Okay, so they're having a game night and they're playing Scrabble. I think it's like on Christmas or something. And Kai's winning over and over again, and Isabella is like, are you cheating? And he's like, no. And he's like undefeated, and then he literally has a thought in his mind. He doesn't even say it out loud. It's like in his head where he goes, the thought of willingly giving up victory curdled like bile in my stomach. And I was like, wait, this is me. Like, I'm like that.
That is you.
And like, I'm just like a corporate girl, and like I'm a little nerdy, like a book nerdy, you know what I mean? Like real nerdy. And Kai is nerdy, and I'm just like, no. Like, this is why this is not working for me, because I need someone opposite. And like Kai is just not. He's just, I don't know.
So you would need an Isabella, like
literally.
You need the opposite of you.
Literally. The beginning. There's like some good parts in this book, though. Like, you know what it is? I was so excited because I feel like the build up for this book in the previous book was so good. Like Kai interrupts.
It was. Their moments were good.
And Kai always like interrupts her in awkward moments. And I was just like, ooh, I can't wait to like see more of that and see kind of like, I don't know. Let me stop talking like mad caca about this book. Like, so at the beginning, Kai refers to Isabella as like a siren. And like, that's kind of how he sees her throughout the whole book. I feel like that's a pretty good call for how Isabella is, especially because like she plays piano and like she draws him and like into her little net, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I write? Oh, okay. One of the parts that I do like in the book, when he shows her the secret room in the library, that was cute. I like that part.
That was, not that they met, but the way that they started out their relationship, at least in this book, had so much potential. I love that, you know, he was a regular at her bar, and it was that forbidden lovers thing where they're not supposed to flirt, but like you get his point of view, and he's always like really excited to see her. And, you know, he's like this classy guy that she doesn't think would even like be interested in her, and she's like, I've already made all these mistakes and he's heard me talking about all this nasty stuff, like he's never going to be interested in me. And then I love when he realized that she would use one of the rooms to practice piano, and like they have that moment where he goes in the room and his first thing after she plays this beautiful piece of piano and he's so enamored by it and he loves it so much, the first thing he says is, well, you did play it a little wrong though. And it's like, sir, like just enjoy it. Like,
but do you see,
I
like,
can't stand him.
I would have done some shit like that.
That is you. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I know. Like,
He's so snooty. Like, I can't.
He's so snooty. Yes, and in the whole book, he like has to be the best at everything. And I'm just like, bro, chill. Chill. Like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
How did you feel
No,
about
yeah.
how did you feel about their first kiss? Do you even remember it?
No. What was when
It
was their
was
first kiss?
it was at the club in Brooklyn when they go and they do the balloon thing. That was
This is why.
cute.
This is why. It was cute. You know why it was cute? Because it's literally from the Princess Diaries, and it's so cute. And they talk about it, and she tries to explain it to him, like, "Oh yeah, have you ever seen the Princess Diaries?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "Okay, well, they do this in that movie." That
Yeah.
actually was cute. I like that. But then after their first kiss is in a nightclub.
Okay,
Like,
after
I'm just, that's not my vibe. It's just not.
Yeah, I know. Their first kiss is like in the middle of a nightclub. They're surrounded by people. I don't know. And then like they go home right after. It was like awkward. But then this is what I'm saying. The progression of this book made no sense. Like they're in the nightclub, they kiss, and then like he doesn't see her for a week. I don't know why he's avoiding her. Anyway, but for some reason he is. And
Yeah.
the
Because
avoiding
he thinks he's too good for her. Like, he's like prideful about it. And they're not allowed to be together because she works at that place.
Okay.
He also does like.
Okay. They're not allowed to be to work together. They're not allowed to be together because she works at that place at Valhalla. But then a week after they kiss at the nightclub in public, by the way, a week after they kiss there, he goes to the Valhalla club, finds her in the piano room, and like they get busy in the piano room with the door wide open.
Oh, I wrote about this. No, because they get busy on the piano.
On the piano.
And I just want to know, like, because that's one of those things that I'm sure it's might be great in person. I don't know. It sounds great in the book. I cannot imagine that in real life. Like, where are you leaning? Doesn't it bother you? I'm sorry. There's no way. I'm sure people have done it on a piano, though. If anyone out there, is like an orchestra kid or something, let us know if it works.
No, for real. I'm
I
curious.
didn't know about that one.
I'm curious now, like, does it work? Like one of those grand pianos? Okay, first of all, they're at the Valhalla Club. This place is like super snooty, very rich. That piano, God knows how old that piano is, how much it costs, and you're just gonna...
That piano's probably like millions of dollars.
Crazy.
Not only that, but anybody can walk in. Like, excuse me, ma'am.
And sir, like, what are we doing? It was blowing my mind the whole book because he's so prideful. He's so like reserved and so does things right, but they have public sex several times in this book. Several.
Like many times.
Like
yeah,
because then after the piano room, he doesn't once again, like the whole book is like they'll do something and then it's like Kai beating himself up about it because they aren't supposed to be together. It's like the whole book. So then the next thing that
literally the whole book is that.
Literally the whole book. So then the next thing that happens after that is that they don't speak again. Kai is having lunch with Dante, and then Vivian comes in and says, "Oh, I'm busy tonight, Dante," or whatever. And then they start talking about like what Vivian's doing that night. And Vivian goes, "Oh, we're going to a club to try to end Isabella's man ban." Because I guess Isabella had a self-inflicted man ban. And Kai gets all like crazy. He's like, "What do you mean? Why?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just time or whatever. And we're going to this club." And then later that night, Kai shows up at the club.
Mm-hmm. And can I say he pulls the same old maneuver switcheroo that we saw in the last book of another guy's dancing with her, and he has to like come and be the one to get her. And I'm like, this literally happened, but it was you dancing with Vivian and Dante coming to get Vivian from you. And now you're getting Isabella. Like, I thought that was interesting, but
It was interesting. It didn't hit as good though. Like I usually love a scene where the guy goes up and like interrupts a dance, but this one just it fell
it
flat.
didn't hit as good.
Yeah. After that interruption that Kai does at the club, he like whisks Isabella away to this like other club that looks like a barbershop, and they go into some secret room with just a curtain that closes it. And then someone, like it's a secret room, but someone comes out of like a window, I don't know, and gives them a bottle. And then they get busy in that room. So it's now the second time they've done stuff the second time they've done stuff in public. Just can't.
It's so many times. Yeah, that was interesting. I feel like my favorite part of like that whole night of like her birthday and like the club where he comes to interrupt her is literally like the friendship dynamic between all the girls. Like,
Yes.
I just love seeing them. It's very Sex in the City. But
Yes.
like once Kai gets there, first of all, like he can't just admit that he wants to see her.
No.
He has to come and like pretend that he's
Katie.
scoping out this new place.
Katie, king of pride. Like literally king of pride.
I feel like like the whole point of the book is why I don't like it. Like I just don't like his personality.
Oh my gosh.
I like certain things. But yeah. And then that first date night that you're talking about where they go to see like a pianist.
Yeah.
And then they go to the like bar that she takes him to, and then that's where they go to the secret room.
No, that's their first kiss.
Was that the time before? Oh, that's their first kiss.
That's their first kiss.
Do you see how this book is just, it's all mixing together for me. Like, it's just, like, I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
I just feel
it's
like it
a
wasn't
lot.
as cohesive as King of Wrath. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there was just a lot of, like, random, cute, trying to be cute moments coming up in this book, and some of them hit a little bit, and then some of them really didn't. I feel like, okay, I have a serious question about this book. What the heck is dino erotica? Is that like...
What the hell is that? No, because there are books like this, Laura. People like these books that they're like, you know... Dude, there's this one that I get recommended all the time that it's like an alligator person. So, like, I can't. I can't stress this to you enough.
Wait, is it like actual dinosaurs or dinosaur people?
It's dinosaur. It's still bestiality, no matter how you put it. But it's dinosaur, like, people, I think.
Okay.
I hope it's not actual dinosaurs.
Like, is it dinosaur? Like,
I mean, we fall in love with bat people in books. So
no, listen. I'm not here to judge, but when she said it, what was in my head was like, oh, dino erotica, like 2 dinosaurs getting busy. Are you telling me?
That's an episode of National Geographic.
Are you telling me that I was wrong and it's a dinosaur and a human? Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
No.
Yeah, I think it's like a... Yes. I'm unfortunately...
No.
Oh, goodness. These, like, bestiality books are getting too much. Because even Ali Hazelwood now just came out with a book where the guy is, like, part beast.
Okay.
Like, what is all this?
Interesting. I mean, again, I'm not here to judge.
I'm getting off topic.
But not here to judge, like you said. Like, we love the bad boys. Like, yeah, okay. I can't judge.
Not judging.
but I thought they were.
I think it's for me.
But I thought they were reading about like dinosaurs in love. Like remember when we were young? Maybe you don't remember because you're younger than me. But when I was young, there was a movie that came out called Dinosaurs. And there was a love story in that movie. The two dinosaurs fall in love, and it's tragic because obviously the meteor comes down. But I watched that movie in theaters like 5 times because I loved the love story. Like, it's a cartoon, but that's what I thought. But
Is
there
that a
was
Disney
just
movie?
right here. That movie was so good.
Well, that's not what Isabella's reading, girl. She's reading softcore dino corn. I can't say that word.
Okay. I mean, I had to bring that up because she mentions it like several times.
She gets that for him as a present. As a Christmas present.
Wait, hold on.
Which also, one of my... Okay.
She gets that for him as a present. And he gets her a freaking vintage, beautiful typewriter.
But honestly, that just shows their characters. It really does. But that's like my favorite, one of my favorite like tropes or like plot devices is when two people like are gonna be alone at Christmas and they end up being like, well, let's just spend it together. I think that's so cute. So I did kind of like that. Like, I thought that was kind of cute, and it went by super fast, and I was excited for it actually.
They literally go on a date to one of my favorite places in New York City, and actually where I went on my first date with my husband, Coney Island.
Yes, and he offers her if she wants to go like to Paris, Rome, anywhere in the world, and she's like, I'm not like other girls. I want to go to Coney Island. I'm like, girl, okay. Coney Island is really fun, a really fun date spot. Like, I'm not gonna say no. We went on a double date to Coney Island too, one time.
Yes.
But that's like your and Vince's like classic date spot. Like, you guys are so cute, and you have all the Coney Island stuff in your house.
Yes. So I thought it was cute, but I'm reading it and I'm trying to enjoy this Coney Island date because I love Coney Island. And I'm reading it, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, we went and we ate hot dogs and pizza and we went ice skating. And I'm like, wait, there's no ice skating rink in Coney Island. Skating. I was like,
not even in the winter?
I don't think so. I don't know. In the winter, Coney Island is completely closed. Dude, and then, okay. The drama of the book, which is, there's several points of drama. It's, well, he's running for CEO. That's like the thing throughout the whole book. It's like Kai's gonna lose the vote if people find out he's dating a girl with purple hair.
Can I tell you that the stakes did not make sense?
No.
Why would anybody care? Like, why would it be news that he's just dating a random girl who bartends? Like, why would that even be news? It doesn't make any sense to me. Mm-hmm. Why would they care? Her job care that they're like hanging out? Like, that makes a little bit more sense. But at the same time, like, the no fraternizing thing, it would, for most places, that would just be in the actual place. Like, who's actually gonna ban you from seeing people outside of work? You're not legally allowed to even do that. Okay, so like, it literally, actually, you might be legally allowed to do that. I don't know the law, but it doesn't sound right. Okay, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Like, the stakes in this book did not make sense for me. Like, first of all, it's like what you said. Like, why would anyone care? It's like, people would still vote for Kai as CEO even though he's dating a bartender. So that's number one. Like, that doesn't make sense. Then the second thing that doesn't make sense is, well, we'll get to that. Their breakup, to me, just like, why did they break up? They broke up when everything was fine. Breakup. I forget when Isabella breaks up with him, but she literally breaks up with him when everything is fine. Like, she gets fired.
Like, what? What's the point? Why do you have to break up? Like, that third act conflict was so forced. Like, you knew she wanted to be with him, and she's the kind of girl who'll go after what she wants. So, like what? Like, it didn't make any sense.
It was out of character a little bit. Maybe she was like, because I think she was thinking in her head, like, how insecure she was
how she's not good enough for, like,
She
yeah,
was
she was saying
having
that.
self-esteem issues because she couldn't finish her book. She feels like she doesn't have a purpose. Kai has all his shit together, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
Isabella is made to be like the mess of the relationship. Um and she was just definitely like going through it, and I think that's why she broke up with him, but it's just like, did they need to break up? Like
And at
you
first I was,
go. Sorry.
yeah, like I was hoping it was gonna be like a fake out, because like she was saying like we need to go, and then he was kind of calling her out on her bullshit and being like, no, like what? Like he was trying to stay together. So at first I thought like, oh, they're not gonna do the third act breakup thing. It's gonna be fine. And then they did the third act breakup, and I was like, oh my god, can this just end? Like, I can't.
I know. I know. And then Kai just like left a little bit. Like he kind of started to be like, no, don't do this. But then he literally just left. And then they just didn't talk. Why?
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird. I
He
wasn't a
goes
big
so much
fan.
time like not even talking to her or reaching out to her in so many different points of the book that I'm like, this would be such awkward timing in real life. Like if I was her, I'd be pissed.
Meanwhile, Isabella has like this traumatic past, and they bring it up every now and then. But when we finally find out like why she went on her man ban, it was a lot crazier than I was expecting, honestly.
So crazy. And can we talk about, okay, before we even get into that, can we
Mm-hmm.
talk about the part that the big reveal of that she's rich as well? The whole time we think she's the poor one, but she's actually rich too. Like why?
Wait, so literally they have no problems.
They have no
Like
problems.
they
Like
couldn't be together because she's not of his world. And you thought it was this whole like Romeo and Juliet situation. Maybe not Romeo and Juliet, but like maybe Romeo and Juliet or Titanic.
maybe.
It's
Like
Titanic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's more
the
Titanic.
it's Titanic. Yes, like the princess and the pauper, like that kind of thing. And like it's literally not. It's literally not. So they have no
No.
problems.
And not only like, because even before we found out that she was rich, I was like still thinking like, why is this a problem? She's literally friends with your friends. She hangs out with billionaires already. She obviously is like chill and like not trying to get at you for your money. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you guys run with the same circle. Why is this such a big deal if you're seen with her? You're hang out with her anyways. Like what?
I know. I
If
don't
Dante
get it.
Russo hangs out with her and Vivian and like all these people, like it was like I
Why?
feel like they were just making up problems.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed. Like agreed 100%. Dude. So yeah, like that's the drama. So that comes out, which is the biggest scandal for some reason. I don't know why. And then Kai's vote, and then her trauma of like basically she was with this other billionaire, apparently, or this guy who ended up that he was cheating on his wife who lived in Connecticut with Isabella in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the wife like comes, like her and this guy, I can't even say it, like her and the guy are like, you know, doing the thing in the hotel, and the wife barges in and pulls out a gun. And like, listen, I love when Anna Huang does these dramatic, like held at gunpoint, like the brother's evil, the dad is evil. Like I live for that. And this,
Yeah, the melodrama.
I love it. This did not hit for me. This did not hit. It
No,
actually
because
made me feel bad.
and it was also just so random. Like
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere. I feel like it really didn't add much to her character, except for the fact that she swore off men and adding like a little bit of a reason for that, which just it just could have been a toxic relationship, girl. Like
Wait.
this whole scenario, like
Yeah.
what?
And then the brother, sorry, when the brother meets with Kai when Kai is in California and they have this whole talk, the brother literally tells Kai, oh, she's dated men like you before and it didn't go well. And it's like, wait, that guy sounds nothing like Kai. So
It's like nothing. The brother was also just like so annoying for
no
reason.
reason.
Like,
Yeah.
and Kai's mom too. Like, just,
Yeah. Reason for no reason. And then Kai loses the vote at some point. Like the first time they do the vote, he loses.
Which, can I say, I was so happy that I thought this was going to be his character arc, that he lost fairly and he has to deal with it and learn and grow in his own way and just learn that winning is not a given. And sometimes, even when you try your best, you can still lose and still make something great out of it. That's where I thought she was going. Now you keep going. Now you keep going.
No, because Kai doesn't lose. That's the whole point of the book.
No, but instead of him just learning that he's a human.
Oh my god. Like literally, Kai, Laura, same. Human.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yeah, you won't lose.
Oh man, sometimes when I watch these things, I know it's like dramatized, but I'm like, man, am I that annoying in life? In real life?
No.
But anyway, yeah, so he loses the first vote. Come to find out that the reason he loses is because some guy, the guy that won, who was like a nobody, apparently, blackmailed everybody into voting for him. And then Kai didn't want to do the blackmail thing because he's too above it. He's too above blackmail. God forbid that he takes the blackmail and uses it, you know, to win. Whatever. So now he finds out that some guy did that and won. So then Kai, I can't. Like the way he goes about it is crazy. He like outs the guy at his like coronation ceremony essentially and like tells everyone what he did. Yeah, I know.
Can I tell you that like I could have done without this plot line completely. Like, I get that he needed character development and that he needed a thing, and if it went a different way I would have been like fine with it, but I feel like at the end of the day his morals didn't change. Nothing about him changed. He still found out that he won in the end, and it was just a bunch of drama. Like, and I don't really get what the point of it was. Like,
we haven't even talked about like when they go to that island that his family owns.
Okay, like when he like finds out how to help her with her writer's block, and he like brings her there to help her, and he like gets like, you know, whatever Harvard people to research writer's block, and I think that's so sweet. Like that actually showed me that he does care about her as a person and her interests and like the things that are going on in her life. Like that was very grounded moment, I felt like, for them.
That was really cute. Yeah, I liked it. I feel like Kai, he always has a lot of like random things on him. Like there's one scene where they're in the library, that little room, and all of a sudden he has a feather that he's touching her with out of nowhere. Where did he get the feather? And then in the island, they're walking on the beach and he goes to like engrave their names.
That was cute.
It was adorable, but all of a sudden he has a chisel. I'm like, what?
Like, where'd you get a chisel? It's not even like a key.
It's a literal
It's a
chisel.
full chisel.
Yeah, like I'm imagining, the way that I'm imagining it is like a stone with a hammer. Like you're going.
He's chiseling their names into the rock. I didn't even think of that. Like, I just imagined like a little key or something.
No, she literally uses the word chisel.
And she says it's limestone too. Like, have you seen limestone?
Yeah, like isn't that hard to like? Is he Michelangelo? What?
he's SpongeBob in that episode where he's like.
like I'd be reading these scenes and getting super into them, and then something like that happens, and I'm like, wait.
Oh no. You know what I would be reading and then I'd finally get into it and then what would bother me every time is
What?
how much in Kai's POV he uses the word damn. Did you notice that?
Wait, the word what? Damn.
She says, "Oh, but she's so damn beautiful." And so
Because
he
he's
says that
British.
so he says it so many times, Laura. I get that he's British. I don't care. And I
We
was gonna
didn't
take
even.
myself for a damn fool. And
I also like his nickname for her is so generic. Are you sure this is people's like favorite book? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
a lot of people, I think it's the people on Goodreads. I just was reading the reviews on Goodreads. People really like it. People like the intellectual, smart, guy
Okay.
with glasses.
Okay. Listen.
You know, that's actually like my type in real life, but not in book life.
Yeah, in book life, like I need a Dante for sure.
Yes. You know what was my favorite parts of the book? Is
Mm.
when Kai would have plans with Dante and Dante would ditch him to go do anything with Vivian. To go watch a movie, to eat. Like he comes to his office for lunch,
Yes, yes, yes.
and
Dante
then
literally
Vivian
is
comes
like,
in.
yeah, yeah. And Dante's like, he was just leaving, and Kai's got like all his food out. Like,
Dante's down so bad, like it's so cute. Like his change. I love seeing him after the events of the last book because they're
yeah.
so.
Oh, okay. I have an unresolved plot point that maybe now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of could figure it out. Okay. When they're at the art show, Kai gets a mysterious note in his pocket. And it says something like, "Be careful, everyone is not who they seem." Did we ever find out who wrote that? Was it?
Wasn't it Victor,
Okay,
the
it
guy
was.
who was blackmailing everybody to get his job?
And
I
who
just
was
assumed
it
that that's who it
about?
was.
And who was it about? It was about Isabella? That she's rich? Is that what it was about?
I think it was. Which
Okay.
is like, who cares? It's not like she's a criminal. She's just rich. She just comes from a rich family and she just bartends. Like, what? Why is she such a villain? Like, to society. Like, nobody would care in real life.
I know. That's what I thought too. Yeah.
It's just such a scandal because she has purple hair and tattoos. Which, honestly, I imagine as really hot. Like, I imagine her as gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Like she's beautiful for sure. Yeah. Yeah, like I
All of them
imagined
are. All of those girls. Did you notice the other cameo in this book?
from the Twisted
You read
series.
Twisted Love, right?
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
Twisted series. Ava and there were Ava and what's his name?
Alex
Ru-
Volkov.
The Russian guy, yeah. Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do that series
I
eventually.
thought that was cute.
It was cute.
Yes. Yes. After this series, I think we should move to another author for a little bit because I need
Yeah.
a break. I need a break. I read this book so fast. Dude, but King of Wrath, like, I want to go back and reread parts of King of Wrath now. Because reading this book, I was missing it. Which is what you said happened to you. Because you read this book before me. And I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Yes, I definitely miss King of Wrath. But I mean, listen, the book wasn't bad. There were good moments. I enjoyed reading it. Would I go back and read it again? Like, no, probably not. But
I agree. Like I think that there were definitely cute moments, but I feel like I was not engaged and I like wasn't excited to like keep turning the pages and keep going. I felt like things just kept happening. Like and it didn't feel very well rounded. Like I felt like the last book felt a lot more well rounded plot wise. I could see like the characters like had arcs. I feel like there was like a solid beginning, middle, and end. Whereas like this book, it felt like the pacing was like a little bit weird, and I felt like the relationship kept like stopping and starting, and I couldn't really tell like where they were with each other, which might have been the point, but it just didn't feel super like natural to me, like their chemistry.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. Okay. Do you want to talk about our swooniest moment for this book?
I think what was a really special part of their relationship is that they do really see each other in certain ways. And I love when he tells her, have as much faith in yourself as you do others. I thought that was sweet.
Oh, that
Like
is
he really
really
like saw her
cute.
in that moment.
That's
What
cute.
about you?
Oh, mine is not as cute. Damn,
What's
yours is
yours?
good. Mine is cute. I really liked it. Mine is his proposal, like at the end. I thought it was really cute. The prince,
Yes.
I loved it. Like they're like breaking the bubbles, and then like his whole proposal, like it was just like their first date. I thought that was really cute. And then you kind of get to see that like uh, they literally have no problems, so all their problems got resolved, and he gets along with her family and her brothers, and
Yeah.
it was cute. I just thought it was really cute. I liked it.
That was cute. And I will say that that does show to a part of his character that I like, which is that he is thoughtful. I think he is very thoughtful. I loved that he took her like couple chapters of her book and like showed it to a literary agent.
Oh my
That
god.
was like so sweet.
Yes,
And that's like her
agreed.
dream. Like that's something that actually matters so much to her. So I feel like he is thoughtful in the fact that he sees what's important to her and what matters to her. He remembers things that she says. And those little acts of love, I do really appreciate.
Agreed. But overall, like if I saw them in real life as a couple, I'd be like, "Oh, super cute couple. Love them." But
Yeah.
I don't need a book about them, I think.
I think a lot of times when we read these books, there's it's almost like everybody has like their own like flavor of romance book that they like. Like this is not my flavor, but I know that there's people who will love this. My flavor, I like my man a little toxic. Is something wrong with me? And he is a little toxic still.
But his toxic was a little cringe for me. Like usually when guys are jealous and possessive in books, I'm like, "Oh, yes, give it to me." But when Kai did it, I was like, "Ooh, no." I don't know
Me
why.
too. No, okay, when that guy, the artist that she was talking to, like when Kai runs into them and
Mhm.
she's just like complimenting him on his art and being like, "Oh yes, I read this thing that you did and I think that was so cool." And then Kai's like, "I have 2 tickets to this thing this weekend. Do you want to come with me?" And then Isabella's like, "No, I'm good. I actually have to work." And he's like, "Oh well, this famous pianist is playing." And then Isabella's like, "Okay, well maybe it's giving needy.
Yeah.
It's her.
Yeah.
Like, come on."
Yeah. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like you nailed it. That is why they didn't hit for me, cuz usually I do like those jealous moments and the possessiveness in the books. But yeah, it didn't hit with Kai for me. Yeah,
I felt like there was a lot of references to other movies and books in this.
there
And in a
was.
lot of her books, she has a lot of references.
Mhm.
Like the hand, like there's a couple times where their hands touch and he like flinches his hand. And it's like definitely a reference to Pride and Prejudice, I think. Or it's like at least that kind of it reminded me of like that Pride and Prejudice moment because he's Pride. So they had to add that. He's so I thought that was clever. I like that reference.
It was cute, and even when they're in that room, he makes her read, and it's that book. It's Pride and Prejudice. Do you know the scene I'm talking about when he makes
Yeah.
her read? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So literally, yeah. So they referenced like Pride and Prejudice a couple times, which is like, come on, he's Pride. It makes sense. Um, I mean, it's not. It doesn't hit the same, but
Thank you guys for joining us to discuss King of Pride. Next, we'll be discussing the third book in the Kings of Sin series, which is King of Greed, the story of Dominic and Alessandra. I'm really excited for that one. Okay, thank you for listening to Swoonsisters Society, the podcast where two sisters discuss the swooniest moments that happen in books, movies, TV shows, and real life.
If you like this video and you want to see more from us, go ahead and like and subscribe, and let us know what movies, TV shows, books you want us to cover next in the comments down below.